Okay, so today we're going to work on lesson 4. It's on page 271 in your book, and it is called Adjust Quotients. Okay, so when you estimate which digit to place in the quotient, your estimate might be too small or too large, so you need to adjust the quotient. Let's look at the first example. It says during lunch there were 144 students in the cafeteria. The cafeteria has a total of 16 tables. How many students can sit at each table? Let S represent the number of students at each table. Write an equation to find the value of S. Okay, so we are always going to write our dividend first, 144, and 16 tables. So 144 divided by 16 is what we're looking for. A good estimate would be 140 divided by 20. Okay, let's box the basic facts. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Cross out the zeros. So 7 is a good estimate for this. So let's try 7 and see how that goes. So because 16 can't go into 1, can't go into 14, we have to divide it into the whole number of 144. It gets a little complicated. So where do we even start? Like, I don't know my 16 times tables, and I'm sure you don't either. It's hard to figure out exactly where to start. So a couple things we need to know. We know we can never put more than one digit at a time up top. So whatever we decide to start at, it's going to be less than 10. So our choices are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's it. So, okay, that gives us a range. It needs to be from 1 to 9. And our estimate kind of gives us an idea. So let's try 7. 16 times 7. We're going to have to do that off to the side. 16 times 7 is, 6 times 7 is 42. Put the 2 down, carry the 4. 1 times 7 is 7, plus 4 is 11. So if we tried the estimate of 7, we get 112. Okay, let's see. 144 minus 112. 4 minus 2 is 2. 4 minus 1 is 3. So this would be our remainder. If we tried 7, we'd have a remainder of 32 sixteenths, or 7 remainder of 32. And that could never work because your remainder is never allowed to be bigger than your divisor. If your remainder is bigger than this, that means you could have gotten a whole new group into your quotient. And you cannot have the correct answer if your remainder is bigger than your divisor, the guy on the outside of the house. Okay, so that won't work for us. Okay, so let's try 8. So we tried 7. We know that that is not enough. We need another group at least in there. So let's try 8. Okay, I'm going to do my second separate sheet of paper. 16 times 8. Oops, you can't see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, so my separate sheet of paper, I'm going to try 16 times 8. 6 times 8 is 48. Put the 8 down, carry the 4. 1 times 8 is 8, plus 4 is 12. So 128 is what I get. Let's try that. You can't take 4 from 8, so we're going to make that a 14, and we'll make this a 3. 14 minus 8 is 6, and 3 minus 2 is 1. So we get a remainder of 16. Does that work? No way. If you have a remainder of 16, that means you can get a whole group in it. So your remainder cannot be the same or bigger than your divisor. No way. So now we are going to try again. Let's try 9. 16 times 9. 6 times 9 is 54. Put the 4 down, carry the 5. 1 times 9 is 9, plus 5 is 14. Oh, look at that. That was exactly the perfect answer. So our quotient is 9. Since S equals 9, that means that 9 students can sit at each table. Let's check for reasonableness. 9 is kind of close to 7. Is our answer reasonable? Yes. Okay, let's try another example. Example number 2. We're getting into some bigger numbers here, so follow along as we go. And if you're kind of stuck and you're trying to remember some of these earlier lessons, because each lesson builds upon each other, or you forgot to watch the lesson from before this, then go to my YouTube channel and find the lesson that came before this so that it can help you along the way. You are free to watch any of my YouTube videos whenever you want to, and rewatch them as many times as you need to get help. Okay, so first thing it has us doing, now this is page 272, the first thing it has us doing is finding our estimate here. 1,252 divided by 32. Good estimate would be 32. Let's round that to 30. And 12 works really well with 3, so let's make it 1,200. Box your basic fact. 12 divided by 3 is 4. Cross out a 0 and add this 0. Okay, so a good estimate would be 40. We can't put more than one digit in the divisor. So let's try our first digit of our estimate, which is 4. 32 times 4. 2 times 4 is 8, 3 times 4 is 12. 128. Does that work? No. 128 is too big. Does not work for how many times 32 can go into 125. So 4 is too big. So let's go down one. Let's try 3. Let's try it. 32 times 3. 2 times 3 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 96. Let's try it. 125 minus 96 equals 29. Is 29 more than 32? No. So that's going to work out really nicely. Let's keep going. So we know 3 times 32 is 96. We got 29. Let's bring down that 2. Now we're asked, how many times does 32 go into 292? Let's think. Maybe we should try, since 32, think about 32 and 29. You know that if you multiply 30 times 10, you would get 300. And that's a little high, so let's try 9. Let's try 32 times 9. See what we get. 2 times 9 equals 18. 8 down, carry the 1. 3 times 9 is 27. Plus 1 is 28. So we get 200. Sorry, put the 9 at the top. 288. Okay, now let's subtract. 292 minus 288. Can borrow, or I can do it mentally, whatever you want to do. 12 minus 8 is 4. Is there anything left to bring down? No. Could 4 be a remainder? Is it less than 32? Yes. So let's do it. 39, remainder of 4. So 1,252 divided by 32 equals 39 with a remainder of 4. Is that kind of close to 40? Yes, right? So 39 with a remainder of 4 is kind of close to 40. So it is definitely reasonable. All right, let's try guided practice together. Sarah divided 306 by 34 and got a quotient of 8 remainder 34. Explain and correct her error. So we know she's wrong. So the first thing we have to do is figure out what is the correct answer. So first we're going to find our estimate, see if our answer is reasonable. Love these, right? Because 34 rounds to 30. And then we know, like, this works really well together, we'll just make that a 0. Okay, divide 3 divided by 3 equals 1. Cross out the same amount of zeros from each side. Bring over any leftover zeros into your answer. So a reasonable estimate is going to be 10. Let's find our actual answer. 306 goes on the inside, 34 on the outside. We know 10 is kind of where we want our answer to end up. So let's see. So 34, can 34 go into 3? No. Can 34 go into 30? No. 34 has to go into 306. We know 10 is too high because 34 times 10 is 340. But should we try 9? Because that's one less. Let's do it. 34 times 9. 4 times 9 is 36. Put the 6 down, carry the 3. 3 times 3 times 9 is 27. Plus 3 is 30. Look at that. It works out perfectly. That's the exact answer. 9. Okay. So let's talk about Sarah and her mistake. Sarah divided 306 by 34 and got a quotient of 8, remainder 34. Explain her error. Explain and correct her error. Sarah is incorrect. Look at her remainder. What's wrong with her remainder? Here's the divisor, and here's her remainder. What did we say about the remainder's relationship to the divisor? You cannot have a remainder that is the same or more than the divisor. That means you can get an additional group into the quotient. And we don't want to, then need to move up our digits in the quotient. So she's incorrect. The remainder must always be less than the divisor. The correct answer is 9. Okay guys, you are in charge of your independent practice today on pages 273 and numbers 14, 15, and 16 on 274. If you need me, I have live hours every single day from 9:15 to 10 and 2:20 to 3:20. Show me how you're doing by filling out that Google form. Good luck.